All right, so this video is going to be on the Canvas annotation tool for students. And I think since learning Canvas, since learning how to coach with Canvas, this is by far my favorite tool I have found so far. So I'm going to show you how it's going to work. I'm going to show you how you can use it for littles, K2, and then I'm also going to show you an example of what it could look like for 3-5. So essentially, it's going to make your students be able to annotate over anything you give them. Any PDF you give them, they can put annotations over it. So I'm going to start in Canva, and this is a kindergarten example, but you could do an alphabet matching worksheet for them to do independently. So I just found one they already had created for the sake of this video. If we're actually using this, I would definitely add more. But that being said, all right, here's my worksheet. I am going to download it. I'm going to download it as a PDF. You could do this with any PDFs you have, okay? So if you have stuff from Bridges, if you have stuff from Calkins that is like a reading passage you want them to close read, they're already made for you. Bring them into Canvas. But I'm going to download this page. Okay, so this is my alphabet matching. All right, I'm going to go to Canvas. This is my sandbox. You're going to do it in your home page. Now, anytime I make anything in my sandbox for my course, I always go to modules. And I think of modules as in, this is like my Google Classroom stream. Okay, see, these are my topics. I'm going to make an assignment. I never go through assignments. I never go through pages. That's extra work. I just go straight to modules and I build it right there. Okay, so I'm going to build this one under beginning of the year activities because that's just where it's going to go. I'm going to hit this plus sign here. Now this is an assignment, so I want to make sure assignment is selected. I'm going to do create new assignment, and I'm going to call this matching alphabet. All right, and I'm going to add it. It's created down here. I'm going to go ahead and click on it. Now it's empty because I haven't actually created anything yet. So this is where we're going to build it. So we're going to hit the edit button, and I'm going to do a quick goal and directions. I always just do a table for mine, and I always do a goal. It's going to be I can match the uppercase to the lower case letter. And my task, match up the letters. Now, I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to have 0 points because I don't do points. I'm going to attach this to literacy. If I didn't have literacy or you don't have an assignment group, you can create one on the spot. But I'm going to do, actually, let's do it. I'm going to create one. I'm just going to call it phonics. So you can see it's super easy to create one right there. You don't have to go anywhere else. I'm going to do incomplete or complete. And then down here where it says submission type, I'm going to do an online submission. And I'm going to select student annotation. And I'm going to upload my file. And you can see here's my alphabet worksheet. I'm going to open it. Okay. I like to leave unlimited attempts. You can put a due date if you want. For olders, this is probably more important than for littles, but it will also show up on your to-do list for your kids. And then I'm going to hit save and publish. Okay. Now, right now it doesn't look like anything because I'm not in student view. But if you want to see how it looks for your students, I'm going to go ahead and click student view right here. And when your students come in, they see the worksheet. Okay. You can even make it bigger if you wanted. I would show them how to hit that button. And now they have these markers here, all up here. That's the highlighter. They also have pens. So the first time I did this with my students, or first time I would do it with my students, I would give them a fun activity, maybe draw a self-portrait so they can learn the tools. All right, and then they can go ahead and do the matching. Okay, and when they're done, they just hit this button and they can scroll down and they hit the blue submit assignment and you'll be able to see it on your end. and then they get the confetti. They can also do a new attempt. So if you have a student who wants to do something new, they could do that as well. So I personally think this would be one of the most used tools I would use with Canvas because everything is stored right there. Okay, they can even see their past work that they've done. All right. Um, so I just want to leave this student view here for a second. I probably could have stayed in there. But so it gives me, like, here's the example of what the student submitted. If I go back to my modules, I want to show you an example of how you could use it for 3-5. Okay, so let me just put my student view back on. So I did a landform close reading for my 3-5 students. I can have them click on it. And it's going to show like this. I'm going to make it a bigger screen. And then they can actually use like the highlight tool. And they could highlight areas that, I wanted them to highlight maybe they don't know what the word elevation means. Okay, so then they can highlight it. It also has a text box tool, so the kids could actually like type. I am not sure what that word means. So they can indicate why. You can also have them like answer questions within the packet. So, if I wanted them to have some reading comprehension or reflection on the passage together, they could do that as well. So if you think back to like, I know in 4th and 5th grade and some of the Calkins writing units, they actually give you like fireflies and like passages you're supposed to actually close read with your kids as mentor texts. You could upload them into Canvas so that your kids can actually be highlighting them along with you and then not lose them. So just wanted to show you. So this is the annotation tool. I highly recommend checking it out with your students. Do a few examples where it's, teaching them the tool first versus content. But I do think this is one of like the most valuable tools that we can have for our students in connecting with their learning digitally. So hopefully that helps. If you have any questions about the annotation tool, reach out to me or any of your tech coaches, and we'd be happy to help you bring it into your classroom to use with your students.